What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Gaming on the YouTube channel here. Today's topic is going to be a fun one. Just going to talk about the current state of the FPS genre and where we are at with everything and how much it has changed in my lifetime and pretty much everyone else's. So for me, I got started gaming back in 2001-ish, 2002. Got gifted the PS2 during that time, and it was awesome. Had some fun titles, kind of some random games. I don't really have them anymore. Kind of sad about that. You know, I've kind of sold them off, got rid of them, but it is what it is. But I do have some of the titles I still played from that time, and I still currently play on the PS2 I have now, 360, the original Xbox, all that good stuff. But what I really want to get into is how much the mindset has changed and how we as gamers now view the current FPS genre, and you know what we look for in games and how it's completely changed in a really short amount of time. You know, just kind of going back in time here a little bit. Some of the games I grew up playing, Call of Duty series, of course. So what I have right here, we have Call of Duty Finest Hour. Again, I played all these on the PS2, but now that I own an Xbox, I branched out and got some different titles. Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty Big Red 1 was another great title in that series. Star Wars Battlefront, and then lastly, Medal of Honor Frontlines. Played this a ton growing up. All these games have in common right here is mostly they were all played for the campaign. Obviously, 2 or 3 of these 4 titles here had online options to play. But growing up, the online scene of gaming was not really what it is today. So for our younger crowd out there, where, you know, you buy a new Call of Duty game and everyone just focuses on going straight into multiplayer, that wasn't the case back in the day. I tell you what, I bought first-person shooter games and every other game specifically for the campaigns, and the online aspect was never really thought of. I didn't think anything of it. I literally bought games like this and played the campaign multiple times. Call of Duty 3. That campaign I probably played the most out of all the Call of Duties I have currently, and I pretty much have them all. But what I'm trying to get at is everything was focused on campaigns and producing a great campaign, and then the multiplayer was just kind of thrown in because, again, the scene for multiplayer is not what it is today. And the whole online gaming aspect has changed. So if we move forward a little bit, these are games I played more in middle school. Online gaming got a little bit bigger and Wi-Fi became a little bit more reliable and opened up that avenue for online gaming, especially for me. Even then, I was still hooking in with an Ethernet connection, and during that time, it was when I decided to play online, that meant nobody could use our desktop computer. So that was always fun. But some of the games, again, grew up playing, of course, Call of Duty series. So have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, of course, which I consider one of the greatest behind Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Hands down the best experience, especially in its prime. Nothing beats it. Nothing has beat it for me so far. Another fun one, again, just for the multiplayer. It had online elements, but again, it was a fun, had good online elements, but I played it for the campaign. Excuse me. Frontline, Fuel of War. And then this is something I always played, especially not so much campaign, but just kind of offline, just kind of like, it was almost like a skirmish mode. Forgot what it was called, but Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Different online scenes. Again, all these games had online capabilities, but at the time, still my focus was for the campaign. Online aspect just was there when I decided to play, but it wasn't everything. And these next 3 titles I'm going to show, again, 2 are Battlefield, but there is no campaign. It's strictly like, hey, we're producing this game strictly for multiplayer because we know that's what everyone wants. We're going to be able to throw in after-game content, which is now pretty much everything in the form of skins and camos and uniforms and all that kind of stuff. That's a whole separate video in itself. But Battlefield 2042, Battlefield 5, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. The online gaming scene has changed all across, but especially in shooter games, and that we're not really concerned about having a campaign mode, which I find very strange because I think some of these games' campaign modes are why I bought them in the first place, and just being able to play online is cool and all, but it's that replayability factor. And what happens once servers all go dead? I mean, you can't play the game anymore, and by that time, you know, you probably already moved on, all that good stuff. But here's an example, excluding remasters, because I know these games got remastered, but Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Let's say you still want to play online, and obviously they don't have them for the next-gen consoles. We're just going to pretend they don't for a minute. All those servers are dead, but now this game would basically be useless in today's time, right? No, because this campaign is hands down one of the best in my opinion, I believe. And that adds to that replayability factor. The reason I still collect a lot of these games and still play them to this date is for that campaign mode. And I'm staring up here at plenty of games that have amazing campaigns and campaigns that I still go back and play all the time. I recently just went through and played the campaign modes on the 364 Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and World at War. And I believe Black Ops as well. I started to do Ghost and I was like, yeah, Call of Duty Ghost sucks, man. I'm sorry. If anyone likes that game, power to you, man. Not for me. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. The state for first-person shooters now is just, like, let's try and produce, or let's throw out a great multiplayer, which I'm all for, but then that's it. And then they get so focused on the after market content of what kind of weapon skins can we produce, what kind of weapons can we bring into the game, what kind of player skins can we charge for. And I think that it's great and all in the sense, you want to show off cool aspects, of your player skins, look what kind of gun camos I got. But that's something that's also changed. I remember, again, on some of these titles, to unlock certain things, you had to do it in game. You wanted certain skins called camos back then, you had to do it in game. You didn't just get to go out and buy it. So when you actually had this certain skin or camo and you were able to show it off, it showed like, hey, look what I was able to do in this game. Look how much work I put into it. Here's the reward. Versus now it's like, oh, got 20 bucks? There you go. Like I'm saying, the whole state of it's just different. I'm still someone who enjoys a great campaign, and I don't think you have to sacrifice a great multiplayer in order to have a great campaign. I still think you're able to do both. Again, I know times are different, and I think a lot more focus should be on the multiplayer element of it, obviously. But that doesn't mean you can still you have to throw out a great campaign. I mean, Battlefield 2042, no campaign at all. Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1, they brought in war stories, which, I didn't care for. Battlefield 4's campaign, it's okay, not the best. Battlefield 3, really good. And then Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2, awesome campaigns. And that's a prime example. So Battlefield Bad Company 2 is a great example of what I'm talking about. This is a game that not only had an amazing campaign that has an amazing replayability factor, but had one of the best multiplayers in the Battlefield franchise. And it's a reason why a lot of the assets are in the portal mode for 2042. And it's kind of crazy how DICE still doesn't realize, what made this game's so great across the entire thing. I'm telling you, you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. It's possible to have both. It's just, do you as a developer and a game company, do you want to put in that time to create both? Because you can have all aspects going for one, and then once the game releases, go full 100% in on the multiplayer, especially now, especially with how much gamers are expecting, updates, changes, new content, whether it's maps, vehicles, weapons. Now we're spoiled. Now we want it now. Game just released. I don't care. I want that new map next month. And it's pretty sad that it's kind of in that sense, but it's just the whole atmosphere and playing field of the FPS genre has completely changed from when I was a kid. And I would love to see some of these big AAA companies still come out with some great campaigns. That's what made gaming fun to me growing up, is I had, I don't know, it was like playing a movie kind of in a way, especially some of these war games, which I'm a big war kind of history buff, and just anything war related in gaming, shooting games, it's just fun to me. So, I would love to see the FPS genre kind of get back into that, let's produce a great campaign, but also a great multiplayer. It is possible. Again, Battlefield Bad Company 2, prime example. And if you didn't grow up during that time and you didn't get to play that series when it was in its prime, man, I'm sorry, but go ahead and just look up some clips, and I don't know, just different, man. It was different, but I would really love to see the genre kind of get back to its roots of that. And it doesn't really even have to be FPS based. It's just in general now, everything is, let's focus on a multiplayer. Let's gotta have a battle royale mode right now, because that's the craze for whatever reason. I don't know. I think it just makes the entire state of the genre just stale. And I've been seeing a lot of that, especially from big name streamers. They're tired of everything they're playing. And I think a lot of that has to do with, they're playing these games 8 hours a day, 7 days a week kind of thing. But, there's no variety. There's no mix. It's just, it's a different title here and there with their own take on it. But at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. And, I think just getting back to good campaigns with a good multiplayer, just having good variety, I don't know. It's just different now. Basically is what I'm trying to say. It's completely different. And growing up with that, it's kind of weird because I got to see how online gaming can just completely shift, especially in the FPS, genre titles. It's insane. Again, just looking at all these titles, especially this, Medal of Honor Frontlines. Again, I played this game, I don't know how many times when I was like 7, 8 years old. And this was before I realized, you can save for progress in games. So I probably replayed this Omaha beach landing scene probably 50 times or more, but I didn't care. Why? Because it was fun as shit. It's kind of all we had. I never thought like, oh, I got to play online and all this. So, I kind of feel bad in a way for some of these younger kids growing up nowadays, and it's just instant access to these massive online multiplayer scenes. It's great, because everything's growing, but at the same time, I think it's kind of a lost art in a way, because now these companies, they just want to focus on a massive multiplayer and just throw everything else to the wayside. So I would love to see a change, but is what it is. Yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of Let's Talk Gaming. Again, it was kind of a quick one. Just kind of want to give my take on how the FPS genre has changed in, my decade of gaming. So I would love to hear your guys' comments on, how you think the genre's changed, if you think it's going in the right direction or if you think it's going in the wrong direction, whichever way. I would love to hear your feedback down in the comment section. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below and consider subscribing as well, as it does help out the channel and I do greatly appreciate it. But anyways, guys, thank you very much. I will again see you in the next video. Have a good one.